Welcome back to Banished, thank you for joining me. We're on the second episode here and we're making good progress. There's our tailor and there's our blacksmith and our schoolhouse. Schoolhouse is just about to be built. We've literally just delivered all the goods there and we're about to build, just waiting for the builders to come along when we employ them, which we've just done. So we can see that being built. There's our woodcutter, nice graphic there of cutting. Looking good. And here's the school. So this will be an important building to educate our population. Once that's done, we're going to be having more efficient people coming through the ranks. We've probably got enough people to be able to just put someone on that full time, which is what you've got to do. You've got to commit a teacher. If you take the teacher off, then all the children would then become adults, which you don't want. Here we go, nearly built that, so we'll put someone in there straight away, and that's our investment. That's the biggest investment you make, really, because that's a bit of a permanent commitment. And looking at these two guys, the blacksmith and the tailor, the most urgent one at the moment is the tailor, because we've only got 13 clothes, but we've got 10 leather, so that's starting to come in pretty nicely now. And the next building we're going to construct is the forester. So the forester's a bit further away from all this sort of stockpiles and labour that we've got over here in these areas. But we've got a lone house. Let's see what's in there. Got a gatherer and a builder. Oh, that's good. So we've got a builder who's close to this location, and we've got a gatherer who's in this gatherer's hut, I imagine. But we could do with more housing because we've got more than one gatherer employed there. 673 food, 711, 800 and odd. Food's coming in thick and fast. Let's build another house out here to support this growing village out here on the southwestern flank. Another house there. Could put another one up here. I'll do that if it'll fit. Yep, just about. Happy with that. We can put a road out here to be quite happy with a fishing hut here actually, and then maybe a storage barn there. So let's do that, bring in our first fish. Let's lay down a road that will squeeze through here. Could go all the way out to the end, but can't build on that end bit. Could go all the way up here. Let's see if we can build a fishing hut up there. That would work. Okay, let's see where we can build this fishing hut then. Here's the building. So you build it half on water and half... that would work. That would be good. That would be onto the road line. Ooh, where is the road line? Let's build the road up then. Now we know we can put it down. Just want to get it nice and neat. There's the road. So through that tree. And let's see if we can build the fishing hut onto the road. There we go. Oh, there's stuff in the way now. So we can build it. There's lots of stuff in the way. Oh, we can build it there. There. Oh, that's annoying. Have to build it there and see if we can build the road up to it. Not the neatest of starts. The road's there. It goes out here and then down there. Yes, that's fine. Okay, that's nice and close still. We'll go with that. Just built the second house out there, and we've got a hunter and a tailor. Interesting, we've got the tailor employed who lives all the way over there, who works all the way over there. Let's unemploy the tailor. We've used up all our leather. We've got 43 tools, so that's fine. Let's see if there's any... Yep, we've got one student in the schoolhouse now. You can see there our woodcutters hit the 400 limit, just about. Although we're only showing 337. My goodness me, look, we've got 1900 food. That's incredible. Let's take a couple of gatherers off, employ a couple of foresters, because look, we've just built our forester hut here. In fact, let's go for 4, because we've got low resources, we've got no logs, and we've got 12 stone, so we need to gather some stone, and we've got 30 iron, which is fine. So actually the woodcutters stopped because there's no logs to chop, not because they reached their limit. And look, we've built this third house, which is great. So we'll focus on this fishing hut next, and what we want is some storage over here for sure. And yeah, I mean, for the fish and the stuff the gatherer is bringing in. We need the storage because they've got to go all the way over here, which is not efficient. Let me have a think. So if we built it here, then it'll be right in between the fishing hut and the gatherer's hut, because they could go in each side. We'll lay it down there and we'll put a road going along, so that's nice. So the fishing people just need to go up to this end and the gatherers just need to go up this end. So we'll just put the road in, which is there. Okay, pretty happy with that. Doesn't need a lot here, just 48 logs and 16 stone for the storage barn, but we are lacking logs. So we put our forester over here, just on planting, and you can see all these little trees that they've planted, so they'll grow and we'll be able to harvest them shortly. And after they've done a bit more planting, now there's 2 of them, we can put them on cutting as well. These guys are on cutting and planting, so we'll be bringing in some wood there, some logs. 221 firewood and 0 logs. So right now that's probably our main challenge, but we've just quadrupled the amount of people that we've got working on wood. So we'll get some people on stone. There's still this area up here that we can clear from stone and just start gathering in our next phase of resources. So there's stone there, a bit of stone very locally, and some here. There we go, loads of stone to gather in, but we've only got two builders, 3 labourers, so let's get rid of our builders, focus on labouring for a little while, and get our building materials up a bit. Had a new child born named Loriah, interesting name. We've got 4 foresters, 1 woodcutter, who is maintaining the firewood, by the way. We've got 3 hunters. They've just brought in some more leather. We've got 15 clothes, so we're just about staying level with clothes. We'll hire the tailor again to process that leather. Maintain our 4 labourers who are up here bringing some stone in, which is good. They're bringing it to this stockpile. And got 30 iron, which is fine for now, but more down here if we need to collect it. And yeah, we could do with a stockpile actually over here for the logs. We've got an awful long way to go to take the logs back, so that's not very efficient at all. We'll remedy that situation pretty quickly. We could put the stockpile over here, which will be good, because it's not right. It's making a 4x6 stockpile there would be perfect. It fills in that gap. And then we could always put a woodcutter in here next to the forester. That way they've got a stockpile opposite the woodcutter and forester. We could put a hunter around the back of this gathering hut so that the hunter is near the storage barn. But look, we're building our fishing dock here. That's good. So yeah, we've delivered all the materials, so logs and stone, 30 logs, 16 stone. Ooh, change of season. It's nice to see the green come in. Yeah, let's hire. Should we hire a couple of builders? Let's do it. Hire a couple of builders. And I do keep forgetting about this farm actually. We're employing our people in the winter, which is not very efficient at all. But at least they're ready to plant as soon as the season comes in, and then they've got such a short distance to put the potatoes into the storage barn. It's incredible. So that's good. That's really efficient. That's keeping us working well. Oh, and look, we've got, so if you have a look at our population, we've got 13 children up here. We've got 3 students now, and 22 adults. So we're growing our labouring population. Just unemploy the tailor because we've used up all the leather. We're building our resources in terms of coats. We've got 23 now. Slowly going down on the tools. We've got 39. So we'll keep a close eye on that. 202 firewood, 1500 food. So we're sitting pretty on the food. And let's just have a look at what other buildings we could be thinking about next. So we've got a hospital. Ooh, a well could be good because that's used for putting out fires. Now if there's a fire, they'll just go to the nearest resource of water. So there's some water there that's not too far away for this area, and there's some water for this area, but there's nothing out here. So I think we should probably build a well. It would be fine here on this corner, I guess, or over here. We'll build it there. Let's see, build it on the road, but we'll try to avoid that. Build it next to the school. Down here, let's build it down there. This would be more in the middle of everywhere. let's build it there on that corner. Yeah, that's laid down. It does take a lot of stone, but we've just been gathering a load of stone, so that should be fine. Only 4 logs. Okay, so we're sort of fireproofing this colony that's away from the water, which is great. And here we go, a little bit of action in terms of growing up. So a child named Artica was born, Zandel has become a student, some other students and children born, which is nice to see. And, school's working well, we've got 3 students. I think the limit is 20, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're fairly unlikely to breach that very early on. Fishing dock's built, so let's get some fish and a bit of variety into our diet. I'm sure they'll be happy about it, but there's no specific metric to measure that by, unlike some other games, so it just adds the general food pot. And yeah, we'll just put 1 person on that and see how that rolls. But we've always got the opportunity to increase that. This is their sort of fishing zones. They can fish this stretch of the river. And once this storage barn is complete, which will be the next one to be built, just let's bring the logs in, then we'll have plenty of place for everything over here in this expansion village to be stored in. So that's great. So let's check out who's living here. A forester and a gatherer. Gatherer and forester, yeah. And a fisherman and a builder. So we don't have a hunting cabin out here yet, or a woodcutter. Logs again for this woodcutter to work, but we've got 219 firewood, so we're okay there, but we are just struggling a bit with the wood, so I'm just going to put this forester now on cutting down and planting, because they've planted a lot of trees now and they will mature, and this area is looking really nice and rich in resources as well. So 32 out of 48 logs, so we are progressing that build fairly quickly considering, and we've just doubled our capacity for bringing in wood now, so we'll certainly bring in the logs a bit quicker. I'm just thinking we've got a stockpile over here, and there is an awful lot of stone right in the middle of these 2 stockpiles that we can bring in. And there's also a bit of iron up there that would bring into this stockpile, and a bit of wood up there we can gather by hand. We've only got 2 labourers, so we're quite short-handed. And part of the reason why we don't have more people coming through to do labouring is because we've invested a significant amount of time into this schoolhouse. So all these 5 students, if we hadn't built the schoolhouse, would be adults by now, and working and helping us to expand. But and you know, therefore we'd have like 7 labourers by now. However, you know, we are investing in them, and when they do come out, they'll be that much more efficient. That they'll give us a longer term boost. We've delivered everything we need to the well, so we're building that, which is great. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the expanded village over here, especially with the fishing. We'll just have a click on that. It doesn't really tell you much about the buildings. Some games sort of tell you how many units they hold in stock and so on, and their efficiency in production. But it's a beautifully simple game in some respects. Pretty much the founding father of some of the games we see today, like you know, like Ostriv and Dawn of Man and Life is Feudal, all of those. And very finely balanced game, very complicated in some respects, in terms of balancing, gathering your resources and all the workers, all these different professions over here, and then pushing forward and expanding into the game. You've got things like quarries and mines, and constantly being able to develop the way you're playing, balance the game. So we're just about to build this storage barn. There we go. Everyone over here will be a lot happier and efficient now, especially our gatherers and our fishers, our fishing people. Our forester is putting the wood down here in the stockpile, so that's nice and close. I'm just thinking we probably need another house over here, because we've got 1 fisherman, that covers that. We've got a gatherer, 2 gatherers and a forester, 3 gatherers and 2 foresters, for which we've got 2 foresters, and we've got 3 gatherers, so they're basically employing every single person that's here, but no more. So if we want to put in a hunter over here, which might be a nice idea, then we'll probably need another house. So let's build another house. to accommodate. It fits beautifully here. And actually, one thing I forgot about, you can change the look of the house. I forget the button. There we go. It's F button. And, lots of different designs. Oh, that looks nice. See, with the chimney on this side and the lower chimney down there. That'll look nice when it's built. Pretty good. But it's quite nice having a bit of a random house design. It's, you know, some of you might like it all uniform, or others might like the different bits, different look, with like a hicklety-picklety load of housing in there. Got 2,100 food, 324 firewood. Now that shows we're bringing in the wood a lot quicker, and we've built a lot of the things we've laid down and wanted to build. But I'm just having a look at our tools and our clothes, and we've got plenty of leather that we can start building with our tailor, producing clothes, and we could put our blacksmith on and produce some more tools, because we're down to 31. But that does mean we've got no labourers left and 2 builders. So what have we got here with our house? We've got everything we need delivered, so yeah, we do need the builders. And once that's built, that house, we can then lay down a hunting cabin out here. Not sure. Yeah, we'll put it out the back of the gatherer's hut maybe. That could be a good place. We'll bring this road down. So let's do that. Put the road going straight down. That way there's direct access from the housing up here. And just go straight down this road. And we'll build the hunter's cabin. I mean, there's no reason why we can't build it as close as we can to the storehouse. So we can build it there, or we can build it further down here near the gatherer's hut, so they've got a bit more area to hunt in. It really doesn't matter. So let's put it down here, and we might be able to squeeze a house in there if I've got the right size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, a gap of 4. Be enough, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I think that there's enough room to build a house in there potentially if we need it. But we've built this house, which is great, and they're housing a forester incidentally. So that'll be one of the foresters here. So local housing is very important for the local working population. And look at that, we've got our main area where we started here. A little bit of a commercial industrial zone here where we're doing a lot of things, and then a village, like a resource village down here and out here, so we've really expanded out and around, and pretty happy with the look of that. We've run out of stuff to do for our tailor, so let's unemploy you because we need the extra people for sure. In fact, we fairly desperately need some students to graduate. We've got 6 there, and I'm pretty sure we'll have some come out soon. We've got 39 clothes, which is the most we've had for a very long time, and we've got 39 tools. Got 1,900 food, which is huge, keeping us very comfortably in food and very happy with some full bellies there. We'll just check out what's in this house. Oh, we've got all sorts. We've got berries, fish, potato, onions, mushroom, roots and venison. So they're next to the fishing huts, they'll be more likely to have fish. And over here they've got berries, mushrooms, venison, roots and onions. So obviously no fish because they're a bit further away, and we've only got 1 fishing person. So I think what I want to do now is, yeah, we'll need to wait for the hunting cabin to be built. So we've got 29 out of 34 logs for the hunting cabin, so only a few more logs to come, and then we've got all the stone delivered that we need, which is 12, and we'll start building. Only 1 labourer delivering all this stuff, so we could switch that round to having 2 labourers and 1 builder. We are short on firewood, I must say, so I think the next thing I do is build a woodcutter here in this space next to the forester in this zone. I think that'll be an important thing to do, because as we expand our population we will use more and more firewood. So we'll just rotate round. Probably leave a gap that isn't going to be big enough for a house there, but that's fine. It'll be big enough for a road at least anyway. And we can build, yeah, leave a gap below it and above it, just so we can put a road out if we need to. So 24 logs and 8 stone, so not many resources at all are needed for a woodcutter, and that's good because it's quite a critical building if you can't afford it. Got everything we need for the hunting cabin, and that is being built. But depending where the builder lives now. Oh yeah, we've got a builder right next door, so that'll get built pretty quick, I think, which is quite convenient. There we go. That won't take long at all. Get that hunting cabin up and running. And at the very least, if we just employ the same amount of hunters, it just means they're spread out, and it may mean they've got better sustainability of hunting resources around them. Okay, so pretty happy with that. Got some rain coming in. Hopefully that will do our crops the world of good. We're in early spring, so we'll just be planting that field up very soon. And keep forgetting to unemploy them in the winter, but it doesn't matter too much. It's fine. Oh look, we've just had someone become an adult and is working as a labourer. And if we found them, it would show us that they're educated. So let's actually have a closer look. I'll just have to slow the game to be able to grab someone. Here we go. So this person is a child, so they're no good. Let's pick an adult. They're a child. There's an adult. There we go. This person is a teacher. No, they're not educated. I'm amazed that someone who isn't educated is actually the teacher. Their clothing is fair, which is fine, and their tools are iron, so they've got good tools and they've got clothing. And look, you can see an inventory of what they've got on them, and sometimes when they go to a storage hut to get some food, then they'll have something on them. So that's quite interesting. And also, if you click on these arrows next to the professions, it shows you where each person is. So, and I've just noticed we've built the hunting cabin, so let's just employ one more person as a hunter, so we've got 2 in each of the cabins, and that'll help with bringing in a lot more leather, because we're down to 17 clothes, so we'll get a lot more leather in now and put them to work. So what have we got here? We've got a tool limit reached, so we'll just bring that up a notch so we can build some more tools. We'll bring in some more iron because we're down to 18. Oh my goodness me, and we're very short indeed of wood. So we'll potentially pause the building, although we've only got a few more logs to deliver there. We'll have a little rest of building for a while. We'll employ another couple of foresters, and unemploy a couple of gatherers, so we've still got the labourers because we've got so much food. We've got 1800 food, so we'll employ 2 more foresters, so we've got 3 in each of the locations. There it goes, 3 out of 4, and we'll bring in more wood, and that really should be enough. Let's have a look. So between the 2 locations there's this area that we could harvest some wood, like manually. There we go, let's go for that. That should help us boost it, because we've only got 30 firewood, but we're keeping on top of it. And we're just about to build this woodcutter as well, which will help to bring in the firewood for this area, so that people don't have to walk too far really. Because at the moment the people in this wooden house, for their firewood showing there, would have to go all the way over to this area where that woodcutter's probably putting the firewood on this stockpile. Yep, there it is. So it's all about improving efficiencies and making available anything locally that people can have. Here we go, the storm's passed and we've got a lovely bright weather. We're just slowly but surely building that, because we've only got 1 builder, but we've got 2 labourers. But it's more important to keep the labourers working, because look, they're already bringing in this wood up here, which is good. So we haven't overloaded them with work. We can employ a tailor again, so we can unemploy our blacksmith and work smart, and just use 1 person between the 2 for now, because we can do that. We don't have a demand that's high enough. And we've got another person become a student, so we've got 7 students now, and of which 1 person from the school has since graduated and become a labourer, which is helping. And there we go, there's our woodcutter, and as we speak our logs are increasing, and so is our firewood. In fact, we may not need to bring that woodcutter into action just yet. Now we've got the logs coming in, this woodcutter might be able to take care of it all. And actually losing the 2 gatherers, putting them on foresting, hasn't done us any harm. We've got over 2,000 food now. The farm will be something to do with that. So we'll be harvesting soon our potato crop, 80% yield, and in early summer, so that'll be fine. That'll be completed by late summer, I'd imagine, or early autumn, and we'll bring in that crop and give us a big boost in food, and that's been a real help from the very start, so pretty happy with that farm field. And the gatherers are doing the rest, and the hunters. we certainly should be bringing in a lot more leather, because we've got 4 hunters now, and in 2 different areas, whereas we just had you know, the 3 hunters sort of in one area. We've had a child born named Steward. There we go. So we'll just have a look at the other buildings we could potentially lay down soon. So we've got cemetery. We're going to need that when people start dying. Otherwise that makes them unhappy. In fact, you know, they've got 5 stars of happiness, but health isn't huge. So actually looking at health, there is a herbalist hut somewhere. There we go. The herbalist gathers the herbs that we've seen earlier and helps improve the health of citizens. Could put it down there. That covers these 2 big sort of residential locations. That would be a good idea. Let's do that. Build a herbalist. I'm just driving forward the health of our people. We could do with maybe expanding out the population up here as well. Build a road down here. Have more people around this area, but it does seem actually like these 2 areas could be built up a bit more, just because they've got arguably more resources. So let's have a think about that. See how to build it up moving forward. If you have a look here, you can build stone houses, but they take an awful lot of stone. It does mean that they would burn less wood, which means they're going to be more efficient, but they take up so much stone that it can be quite prohibitive. So some people choose to wait until they've built a stone quarry in order to do that, to convert all the houses into stone. So we'll hold on that for a while and have a think. But we could build like a stone house. We could gather in some stone down here. It's right in the middle of these 2 villages. So that would free up areas to grow more trees and maybe even build on. Here we go, we've got everything laid down that we need for our herbalist. 30 logs, 12 stone, and we're now building with our 1 builder. We've got 4 labourers, which is great. So I think, yeah, we've had a couple of people become labourers now, so our school's starting to kick in. We're starting to get into a place where we can start expanding again. So let's have a think about where we could expand out to, or what we could do next. Over to the west, the immediate west, there's not a lot to expand out into if you go across the river. There's not much building room at all. But there is an area down here we could expand into, and down here, which looks really nice. And then across here, that's a really big area. So that's potential. And up here over the river, this area as well. And if we go over and over, there are huge resources of iron over here, and lots of stone. So we can certainly expand out into this area up here. Wow, lots of resources up here as well. Cool. Big areas to expand to in the north, and small areas in the south to expand out into. So lots of options. And there's this area as well that we could do something with. Now one of the buildings is a trading post, isn't it? That's really important. That could so there's our quarry, there's our mine, there's our tavern. So those 3 things we haven't built yet. And if we have a look at these buildings, we've built a well, we've built a schoolhouse, but there's the option to build a hospital, a town hall, a chapel, and a cemetery. Now the town hall gives you sort of an overview of resources, and more of an ability to sort of overview and control things, really. And then here we've got a market and a trading post. Now the trading post obviously allows us to trade with other places, which will be interesting. Important thing to do, to stockpile stuff and be able to do a bit of trading. And the marketplace, it just stockpiles resources, so it's quite a big building you can put down, and it's a place where sort of residential people can go into to get their resources that are gathered centrally. So I think I'd quite like to build a trading post next, but that takes a lot of resources. It's 82 wood, 80 stone, and 40 iron. So we need more iron. So let's think about that. And I think actually that's a fantastic place to stop this episode. join me in the next episode, where I think we're going to go after the trading post and see if we can build that up. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon.